not merely seeing reality, it is touching the truth.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Chronic Gamer. My name is Matt, and this is my final thoughts and redirect for episodes 16, 17, 18, and 19 of Demon Slayer. So go ahead, click the link in the description, check that out, come back here, let me know what you think in the comments section. If you're watching this on YouTube and you want to see the next 2 weeks worth of reactions of Demon Slayer or any of the shows that I'm reacting to on YouTube, with the exception of My Hero Academia, check out my Patreon. The link is in the description over there. Damn. Okay, so these episodes were really good. We got further in with the spider demon family, and I hate them. I don't like these spider demons. I mean, they're cool. They're really badass. They're cool. I don't like spiders. Like, the ones that are humanoid are fine, but the ones that are like half spider human hybrids, oh, they freak me the hell out. Especially those little tiny ones that had like human heads. Oh, I would have stomped those stupid heads into the ground. They kind of remind me of the things from that toy from Toy Story and Sid's house, the one that he like made with the baby head, the doll head, and the like erector set that he turned into, like, oh god, it was just, I did not like gross. So anyways, so Zenitsu had to deal with that, and unfortunately he was poisoned, but we got to learn a little bit about his backstory. I guess he was struck by lightning, which gave him the thunder breathing technique that he has, and he only knows the first form, I think they said. Is it the first form, right? I guess he's no good at any of the other forms, but his master told him that if he can practice, even knowing one form is good, and if he could practice and hone his skills until he masters that form and is the best at it, he'll still be a successful demon slayer. I really like that. That kind of reminds me a little bit of Rock Lee, who's one of my favorite characters in early Naruto. He only knew one form of fighting, and he just made himself the best at it. So I really am looking forward to seeing what Zenitsu will be able to do in the future. Hopefully he'll be able to do things without being unconscious, because he's not even aware that he can do these things. I guess he must know that he can, but he's always unconscious when he does it, so he doesn't ever remember that he did it in the first place. So hopefully he will be able to figure out how to do that without being unconscious, so he can choose when to use the technique rather than just falling asleep and using it. But yeah, he was able to use it, and he was able to kill those nasty spider demons, and unfortunately, he was very poisoned and was incapacitated for most of the time, but it seems like help showed up and gave him an antidote, so he will be most likely okay, and that's good news anyway. Inosuke ended up fighting the big dad spider demon, and he really didn't do all that well, to be honest. He's definitely a good fighter and all, we've seen that, but he couldn't really take on the big dad father spider demon thing, and in the end he ended up needing to be saved. He was successful in chopping its arm off, which nobody had done before. He even had to retreat and change forms, the demon did, in order to continue fighting Inosuke. But once he changed forms, really Inosuke was no match for it. And it took, what's his name? Oh god, I just said his name. No, I don't remember. It took the other guy, like the badass dude that I keep saying looks like Madara, like a young Madara. It took him coming in and very quickly, might I add, destroying that demon with water breathing technique. I'm wondering if he also trained under Urokodaki. I don't know if that was mentioned. It might have been, but I don't exactly recall that. So, but he's got water breathing as well, which is very interesting. and he was very quickly able to take down the big guy. So, and he told Inosuke, like, hey man, you still need more training. You can't even tell like what's what and who's who. And of course, Inosuke got very upset about that because he gets upset about stuff like that. He wants to be the strongest, and yeah, but it is true. I mean, he does need it. I mean, the dude tied him up without him even realizing it, and yeah. So, what's his name? Tanjiro had to fight Mr. Lower 5. So I think this is how it works. If I'm not mistaken, there's an upper 6 and there's a lower 6, right? And by that I mean there is 6 that are not as strong as the other 6, with a total of 12. And I think that the way it works is like when. Like the drum demon was lower 6. They said lower 6 for him. I thought that meant that like there was 6 that are lower and 6 that are stronger. But when they showed the other dude, I think I have 2 theories on this. Either lower 6 means what I thought it meant, and they just changed it to lower 5 because Tanjiro already defeated one of the lower 6, and maybe that automatically changed the writing in his eye to reflect that there's only 5 that are lower and then 6 that are upper. Either that, or it means that like lower 6 is the lowest, then there's lower 5, and then lower 4, and it goes up that way until lower 1, and then it starts with upper 6, you know, upper 5, upper 4, and then like upper 1 would be the strongest of the 12. So I think it's either one of those two. I'm not entirely sure. If it's a spoiler, don't tell me. If it isn't, let me know, because I would definitely like some clarification on that. But if the show's going to explain it to me, then just let the show explain it to me. Yeah, so Tanjiro had to fight Mr. Lower 5, and he was definitely formidable. I mean, at first, Tanjiro couldn't even cut through the webs. But once he started using his final form of water breathing and getting the momentum and the strength behind his attacks, he was able to start cutting them. But unfortunately, that was before the demon started using his blood demon art, and he made his threads a lot stronger by infusing them with his blood. And it took him switching over to his father's fire technique, his fire breathing that he was taught when he was a child, even before he had any inclination to become a demon slayer. He was able to start cutting the red threads. And with the help of Nezuko and her blood demon art, which was fucking badass, they were able to chop the dude's head off. Unfortunately, we don't know what happens from there because that was the end of the episode, but I am very much looking forward to seeing where they go from here. Nezuko actually spoke, and I'm really excited. Hopefully she can start speaking again. I mean, the other demons can speak, so I figured it was only a matter of time before Nezuko was able to speak again, rather than just cooing and having that like muzzle in her mouth. So, yeah, now that she's got a blood demon art, they're going to be a pretty formidable duo. I don't know how she got that blood demon art. I could have sworn Irokodaki said that they had to somebody had to give the demons the blood demon art, and maybe that's Kibutsuji. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but some way, somehow, she's got the blood demon art, whether she learned it on her own or she was given it by maybe she was given it by Irokodaki, because he did do something to make her fight for human's sake. Or maybe Kibutsuji gave it to her in hopes that she would be another one of his pieces. Maybe another one of, I don't know what or how she would have gotten it, but somehow she's got it, and it was really cool to watch. Yeah, so they were able to defeat him, and I guess we'll have to find out what happens in the next episodes. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and if you haven't already, like and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Chronic Gamer. Peace.